Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program.
Good evening.
Hello, how are you, Spa?
I'm good. It's good to have you back, girls zangu. Ayo ndinofara Chipo, it's been a while but ndinotenda kuti tawaniswa mukana zvekare wekuti tinge tichikurukura nhasi muchitiudzawo nezveproject yenyu. But I want to start with you, Evangelist. What really is mentorship, and what takes place in that whole mentorship process?
The issue of mentorship is about having somebody in your life who has much knowledge, wisdom, experience in the certain areas of life, who can help you, guide you, and advise you on how to go about whatever you are doing in life. Yes.
Okay. And for you, Pauline, what do you understand mentorship to be for you as an individual?
I think for me, mentorship is a process one person is giving, one is receiving, but it's symbiotic. I believe kuti kudzidza hakuperi. So even if you're in a position of mentorship, it's also a learning process for you. It's a challenge. It's something that makes you question if your methods are worth imparting to the next person. You can't really have a blind person leading another blind person. So I think it also challenges the mentor to up their game and to improve themselves, so that munari under mentorship, I know you have to give something, but I also feel it's a process of learning for the mentor. And then in terms of the mentee, I don't know, Chipo can elaborate, but I think it's a very blessed opportunity that kind of support when somebody is mentoring you. And I think it's also a position that you have to be humble, both sides. Otherwise, that flow, there's never me anymore or I anymore. It's always we. So, on both sides you are learning. But I think for those who have access to mentorship, they're very fortunate, because these days people are so competitive. They don't want to share my skills. Unofunga tukashare my skills nemunhu achakudangira, they'll become better than you, and now you've given them your skills and you feel as if you are left lacking something. But you have to accept kuti no, you're actually receiving in the process as well.
Okay, before I come to you, Chipo, to give us your own view on the issue of mentorship, I also want to acknowledge those who are joining us live on our Facebook page, Star FM Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is the Disability Factor, and we are talking mentorship. We want to understand the benefits, how it helps us shape our careers, our businesses, our projects. So, Chipo, coming to you as a mentee, ndiwe uri kureceiver apa, how do you understand this whole process for you as a musician achiri kusimukira?
Okay, I think kudzidziswa chinhu chakakosha from the mentor. Ndakadzidza zvakawanda as a musician. Pauline, she's a musician. Anoziva zvakawanda. So I think ndakadzidza a lot from her. Ndatone experience yakanyanya kubva pandakatanga pane izvezvi.
And ndouya kwamuri, Evangelist, tichitarisa nyaya dzeculture yedu, or even some religious beliefs. Ma-issues e-mentorship aya ari kunyatsokosheswa zvekudaro here, kana kuti even tiri mumakereke tiri kuwaona here ma-mentorship programs aya ari kuti batsira papi nepapi?
Right, my mentorship programs ariko, akagara ariko, but it's unfortunate in our times kuti nekuda kwe-competition ne-jealousy, sometimes your mentor can also be challenged in a way. Achiona potential iri mauri nezvauri kuita, maybe ndinogona kureceivewa better in society than ma-preachers ekare, yet ndakamentwa na-preacher wekare. Sa zvinototora kuti aregere kuva ne-jealousy kuti anyatsondimenta zvakanaka. I think munhu ari kumentwa anofanirwa kupiwa room yekuti anogona even kudarika ari kumumenta wacho kana zvisina jealous zvine mweya waMwari zvine rudo. Saka sometimes vamwe vanotora zvokumenta munhu sebasa, but time woita akajealous kekuti akazodarika pandakasvika hazvinyatsoita musha. Saka umentorship hwacho nawo unenge wokuwandirana, zvinotoda ari kumentwa kuti agone kunzwisisa kuti munhu ari kundimenta haana ake jealous, ari kurevesa, ari kudii. But there are times yekuti munhu ari kumentwa akafanana nemunhu ari kunzi idya fish. You must separate minzwa nenyama. You don't take everything. Nyangwe fish ichinaka. So munhu anokumenta ane ma-errors. Remember is human. Munhu ane ma-errors, ane zvinhu zvaanogona kupotsa. Saka there are times yekuti ukasava nemind iri open, you take everything. At the end moita downfall mese, because iye paaizviita maybe aitorevesawo but zvisingashande, but zvaaifungidzwa kuti zvinoshanda. Saka mentor anogona futi kudzidza kubva kumunhu waari kumentawo futi. Saka ikangova one sided iri tricky nekuda kwekuti some people are just jealous. Anogona kuda kukumenta at the end oona kureceive kwauri kuitwa nevanhu kuti anobvira azvigamuchirwa izvozvo.
Azitonge I've overshadowed iye.
Yes. Saka
that takes me to my next question. Kuti mataura some of the qualities dza mentor anditi.
Yes.
Inini ndiri kudawo kutsvaka achandi mentor mumaprojects yangu yandiri kuitawo. But ndoona sei, because chinonzi jealous haubva wangochiona ipapo kana. So what are the qualities that one can then look out for kumunhu waanenge achida kuti amtore through that process mentorship?
Ini personally I don't accept kana munhu akanzi anogona sei, anogona kukumenta. Chandotanga kutarisa ina handidi munhu anodada, maybe it's my nature. Ndoda munhu ari so welcoming kuvanhu. Anogona kugamuchira vanhu musociety, because vamwe vanogona vatiri kuona tinomhanya kwaari chida kunomentwa navo havasi kuvhura that door nekuda kwekuti maybe vanhu vaapa limelight zvakanyanya, vanhu vanoshaina. Saka munhu akangowaneka element kekushaina, I don't trust munhu iyeye. Ndoda munhu ari so open, anogona kukugamuchira kana zvisiri kuita kana zvichiita anokuratidza the door kuti aiwa apa tinodai. So nguva yatiri chaizova kuti unyatsoona maqualities ekuti uyu anoqualifya kumenta inini. Inini spiritual side ndotoda guidance kuti Mwari vandibatsire. Because sometimes unoenda kumunhu ari kunyatsozikanwa, ari kugona kuita zvinhu but because kubudirira nekudzidzisa zvinhu tu zvakasiyana. I've seen kubhora kuti munhu anogona kutamba bhora stereki but agona kukocha. Saka vanhu vane mentality yekuti munhu akatamba bhora achigona stereki anogona zokocha timu. Saka I've seen vanhu vakadaro vachifeila because kugona kwako nekuzogonawo kupa vamwe nekubatsira vamwe two different things. Saka tinoda munhu anogona. Totadza kuziva the other side nekuti kugona kwaita hakuzvireve kuti anogona kudzidzisa vamwe kuti vaite. Yeah, so it's very tricky. Tinogona kufarira munhu agona chinhu at the end agone kunyatsokudzidzisa.
Okay. Yeah. Pauline, Chipo ambo mention a issue yekuti yes, it has been a very beautiful journey achishanda newe akato describe all my qualities ako, of which ndo ari kutaurawo futi na Evangelist kuti these are the qualities anofanira kunge ari. How do you bring yourself down? Ndiwe musician vanhu vakawanda vanokuziva anditi. How do you bring yourself down to that level yekuti ndakuzikanwa pa ndakuda kumbodzikawo mu level reuyu achiri kusimukira? How do you strike that balance?
Well, with my experience with Chipo, it was a bit of it was a blue horse. It was not your norm. Because she's somebody who, in terms of Makoredu, she's younger than me, and I've had more years in industry. But Mamaira Arukufamba, before I was, part of that journey, she already had a very, very strong drive. So I think like what Pastor was saying, could see panoda humility yakasimba. Because I'll give examples. We used to go around and I would end up kind of just not existing when she's around. All the cameras are on Chipo. Security. In a situation where it would normally be me in the forefront. So, it's not as if I'm mentoring somebody ari blind. She's already on her journey. My purpose was really to help her on what stage anga ari, knowing that she's going to exceed and go to another stage. It's also when we were at our peak. I remember we were on number 1, kuma radio, kuma TV. I've lived that life. So maybe kagodo, for me it wasn't there because it was nothing new.
ndopana ndichida kubvunza
It wasn't
because
new,
pastor
ndatofara.
vataura nyaya yejealousy kuti mumwe haazodi kudarikwa. How then did you manage to handle that kuti uyu ndiye atotora limelight but tine chiexpecta kuti vanhu vati Pauline is here, you know?
I was just very proud of her because she's very resilient, she's very strong. I was in awe. You know, I would feel so proud kuti ndinaye. And then, you know, industry had changed from what it was when we were there. So pandai kwanso kumuta apa pangatidai. She's somebody who's very open. And we tried to discuss things before we implement things because you don't want to force someone because you're under mentorship. Like when we did our song, I asked her, okay, what do you feel like doing? So that I don't take her out of where she is strongest. So we went along those guidelines. Input. Around the time of the video, I think that's when it was a bit challenging because I had to take a stronger initiative in that sense and deal with the videographers, and like it was a bit stressful, but she wasn't part of my problems. My problems were other things. She was never a problem. She was actually refreshing Pakut even when things were not really going perfectly. She did not put me down or, you know, she made me feel like whatever effort I made was appreciated, no matter if we didn't get my results at Rukuda. She was supportive silently by just going along with me and not pushing me beyond what I was able. Like what he's saying, some things you are strong, some things you are not strong.
Yeah.
We made relations with so many people. I can't deal with Munu. I can't deal with the situation. I think it's better if you do this. So that was our experience. We're still on our journey. The official project is over, but like now we're here today on radio. We were here a few months ago. We've released our song and our video. They're doing well on social media. We've got opportunities for shows. Saka satitapedza tichiri kungoenda. And I also want to learn from right now. She's pulling such a huge crowd. Chipo is the person who got me on TikTok.
Wow.
Now I resist social media. I just shy away from that much attention. But she pushed me to and she was like, you can't do this. Resist change. So when we spoke about it, resist. After a month, I signed up. She was one of my first followers. Should share my posts. So already, we were constantly swapping roles. Sometimes she's the one who's teaching me things because we are now living in a new era. Then I'll take that front. But yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you, Chipo. I've got like almost 2,000 followers in less than a month or so.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be on TikTok. I just thought I'm too old for this or whatever. But she pushed me. And I'm reaping the benefits every day. I've got one new follower. And people like my post. Wow. So you can see that I'm even also benefiting as the mentor because my followers are so they're jumping from a ship, they're jumping onto my ship. So it's been symbiotic. It wasn't supposed to be Kuti Chipo will walk away and be like, Paulina can't be mentor, now I'm going. And then I'm still there also getting something out of the relationship. She's still getting something. We are planning ahead. I think mentorship also should not be taken as a job. I see you have to do it for the, you know, the strictness of mentor-mentee. It's a friendship. Ukama. You can't mentor someone you don't care about.
Yeah.
You have to love them. You have to know about them. You have to become one. You have to become part of each other.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we talk about how we build those healthy mentor-mentee relationships. If you're just joining us, it is Star FM sounding good all the time. This is the Disability Factor on your number one station, and tonight we are talking about mentorship, its importance, and how we can best use it to shape our careers, shape our projects, whatever. If you feel that you don't have enough knowledge about it and you need someone maybe to take you through that process, this is what we're talking about. And I have in the studio Chipo Muchegwa. She is a mentee Pauline Gundidza, a mentor, as well as Evangelist Chipo Muparinga. They are helping us with this discussion. Yeah, so ndo ya kwa uri Chipo. Pauline ataura issue yekuti pamunofamba paega. You seem to steal the limelight. Van vese vanenge ngoti Chipo. How do you maintain being humble? Because vamwe kazhinji katinoona kuti kunyangwe asati asvika palevel raanofanira kunge achisvika tinoona vaakukura musoro akutoti aiwa inini ndini, you know. How do you maintain that humbleness yekuti aiwa ka ndiri kufambawo nemukuru wangu pano rega ndimupewo respect?
Okay, I think inini ndagara ndingori munhu ari humble, anoteerera, handidi kuenda pamberi. Pauline akandiudza kuti tachakati ndinotochiita, ndofila kuti iye muhombe kwandiri pamusic, even paage, so ndoteerera zvaari kuda zvese kuti ndiite. And then tikasvika pane vanhu like vanenge vakuti chipo chichi like kudhara zvinhu ndaitya vanhu, ndakakura ndichinyara. So vanhu kuzondiunganira kavanenge vachiita kwekwe zvaindinetsa, but izvezvi ndajaira and I'm enjoying the fame. So I'm happy nezviri kuitika.
Okay,
yeah.
Saka Evangelist, hukama uhu toumba sei kuti urambe wakasimba? How do we build those strong, healthy relationships between mentor and mentee?
Yeah, ukama panongoda rudo. Ukada munhu wauri kubatsira neari kubatsirika, because pakangova nejealous, pakasaka vane kusarespectana, because munhu wauri kumenta munhu ane pfungwa, zvimwe zvaanoziva nekudii. Hauite sekungori kumenta kamwana kadiki, uzati munhu ari mature, saka unomupa room, space yekutaura zvaanofunga, maideas yake, maonero anoita zvinhu, oshare neako, omupa maadvantages, but zvandiri kufunga ini zvinodai advantage ndeiyi, more blender, because there are times yekuti iye zvaafunga nezvawafunga mukazvisanganisa panobuda chakanakisa than kuti zvawafunga iwewe bedzi ndo zvinoshanda ipapo. So there must be respect and love between the two. Zvinofamba zvakanaka.
Aiwa, dinotenda nemhinduro yakanaka. And so for you, Pauline, what do you understand to be the attributes to, or rather towards creating those strong relationships pakati penyu imimi ma-mentors nema-mentees?
I think, we have to, number one, have a strategy, a plan. I think you can't move together unless you are bound. Munofanange mine maybe a common vision, a common goal. Should no limit conflicts, should no limit resistance. It has to be an agreed goal, an agreed end that you are working towards. Then once you've got that agreed goal, find a way of going about shamukudaku achiever without compromising anyone's side. Meaning as the mentor, I must not be compromised, the mentee must not be compromised. Then I think you also just need to give a lot of room for just human nature. If you want to end up perfectly, life is like that. Sometimes we go into these relationships, cinema expectations are superhuman. Like what I was saying, kutawa song irukufamba on YouTube, tinema viewers, thousands, but tinema big goals. Now, in a situation like that, tikonoti pamwe where we wanted to go, kwasatashika, does it mean we should disband? Kana kuti we have failed? I think mentorship, and as much as people expect so much success, we should also give room. Things don't always go your way. And even in those harder times is when you find that you bond. But that's when you both feel good, you know what, we are together on this. So I think like maybe some of the attributes, you need patience. You need a lot of faith, because some of these things are not in your hands, they're in God's hands, and they're in the hands of people who are receiving the results of what you are doing. So you need to have patience, you need to have faith, you need to have strength of character, resilience as the mentor and as the mentee, because you also need to know who you are. You might get into mentorship and then start questioning everything you've been doing. So I need to quickly make an abrupt change of who I am or whatever. You also need to know who you are and appreciate shakanaka jurukuya. The things that you can do without, you sift, you put aside. So you need to have discernment, I guess, because it's not everywhere you go where you are going to be going towards what you personally want. You need to be resilient. Say, I know my mentor or my mentee will do this, but in my direction is that. Because it's also easy to be changed, maybe for the better, but then you have to also trust your own formula. Kwawaba. Like with Chipo, type of music, rumba, or like something that's so extreme from what she does. If I, as a mentee, would come in, as a mentor, would come in with that angle, it could be want to shake you from where you are, what has made you, because it's true, you should be doing this or that. Yeah, as a person, she can just say, okay, fine, let's try. But she has to be strong and know, I'm Chipo Muchegwa. Shakati is not for me, Shakati. So she needs to have strength of character as well. So I think those are some of the few attributes that I think are very necessary. Patience and that faith and goodwill, and also strength of character to know who you are when you are getting into this. Take the good, sift the bad, and just carry on and keep going.
Okay. As a evangelist, kune vamwe kavaiva vasingade kuonaka zvakanaka.
Yes.
Tiri kuumba ukama hwedu, muri kundidzidzisa, ndiri kudzidzawo, asi vari kudongorera vari pamasaidhi ava. Vanenge vachizoona kuti pane chakanaka chakuda kubuda reka tivhiringe vemakuwa ava todhila navo sei kana tiri muprocess yakadaro.
All right, like these days nekuda kwe-social media kuti comment section is very dangerous.
Yes.
The two of you imi munozivana personally zviri deeper zvokuti sometimes kana munhu yakaenda makuwa iwe uchiziva munhu wako you are not moved because vanhu vasingakudei variko in life, whether uri successful zvakadii une ma-enemies, une vanhu vasingakufarire, uchigona zvakadii kuna vanhu vasingatomboda music yako vasingadi zvaunoita. Saka kugona kuhendla vanhu ivavo ndokunokubatsirai nekuda kwekuti mukava nepicture yekuti vanhu vachatida because tiri kugona. Kune vanongokuvenga zvokungokuvenga naturally whether wagona hauna. Saka kugona kuhendla criticism kunokubatsirai to move together very well because imi muri two munozivana. Unonyatsoziva kuti zvataurwa izvi mumwe wangu haaite izvi but vanhu vada kuti tipesane because wakaipa anoziva kuti kupesana kwenyu down for your project yamuri kuita. So there are times yekuti uye achitiregere zvamuri kuita munhu anongouya kuti iwe uri kushandiswa iwewe unotogona kumudarika. I've seen people who come to me vaitaura concerning preaching you are so powerful pastor ningo prophet ningunovakunda nekuti in personally I know I'm very young handigoni kudarika kana kusvika but kune masupporters angu asingandudzi chokwadi kugoita masupporters anotaura chokwadi. Saka unogona ukabalansa that difference kuna vanhu vanokuda zvokuti vanokunyepera uri kugona hako but vanokudza kuti ninga akwani right ninga akwani hana chaanogona. Learn to separate, iva mature to that level because uyu anondida sterekuyu but zvaataura zvikunyepa handidarike pana ningi. I need to learn kubva kuna ningi iyeyo.
But iwewe wacho unenge uchigamuchira here evangelist kuti munhu akakuudzawo chokwadi pamwe vanosvika pakukunyepera vachiona kuti tikataura pana pachokwadi kaatoma hwani edu aya.
Ndo advantage ya mentor wako haakunyeperi kana achitokuda achirevesa anotokudza kuti apa wakatoshaisha apa dai wakadai apa wakagona apa dai wadai because vanhu vekunze macomments ekunze haasi 100% because mumwe anozviita nerudo mumwe anozviita nekunakidzwa stereki newe. Kune vanhu vanondida kusvika palevel yekuti vanondisimudza zvokuti ndega ndinoziva kuti munhu anongondifarira hake but hazvisiri izvo. So kana uri mature you can separate that kuti isupporter but hasi because mentor na supporter vakasiyana. Supporter hataure maera because anotokuda but mentor anokudza kuti wagona hako apa but apa polish up nekudai. Saka izvozvo ukamature wagona kuziseparata relationship yenyu namentor wako inofamba zvakanaka then iwewe munoflowa zvakanaka because comment section yo haukasashinga unoregera zvauri kuita.
Do you have anything to add, Pauline?
Well, I think takambozanga noona zvo mukufamba mataita naChipo, people would say wedre kuti kushandiswa you know it's kuonawo kwevanhu I suppose but I always try to see the good on either side. People would say kuti oh no Pauline you know you've become irrelevant makapisa kare now wakuzemberana naChipo wakuzemberana naChipo kuti udzoke of which akufungo kwavo.
But zvakaipei Pauline ukadzokawo hako wakazemberana naChipo. Is there anything bad with that anyway?
I don't think so. I honestly don't
because
think so.
Because if it's going to be benefiting the both of you, ko munhu ari kunetsekana nei nezvazvo?
ndakangozvinzwisa because I looked at Chipo is doing exceedingly well, and I know she came from far kuti asvike paasvika ipapa, and these people who will now be talking vangava sipo pazvanhu zvakaoma for Chipo. Now vamwe vacho vakuona kuti she's in this place where they appreciate paari and they want to be selfish with her success. But here she has not been selfish with her success. I've seen her doing my collabos with mamwe artists where they're not even close to her talent. She believed in those people. And yet from Kwakava, people didn't believe in her. So I already saw even people talk the way they're talking, I think she'll understand me. I was big in my time. And now that I'm working with her, if there's an opportunity for me to be big because I'm with Chipo, good. But I lean on my own credibility on merit. And here, if she's somebody who would then look at me in that way, she'll remember also sacrifices that I made, made pakushanda kwedu. I'm not putting them out there, but I'm just saying vanhu vanenge vasingaone zviri kuitika mukati kuti pane zvimwe zvinhu zvandaitopusha and missing other opportunities for myself to put the mentee forward. Ndakanyarara. Then when people see zvinhu zvakufamba, they can talk kwasina kuswera, but they'll be surprised vanongotoona naChipo next week tine show, next week tiri kudai, despite all those things. So takangozvitambira kuti comment section ndo zvairi. And we are in a very competitive industry, especially as women. Right now, I can safely say Chipo is the best female artist in the country. I can say that. I'll put money on it. As far as I'm concerned, she's the biggest artist in Zimbabwe, mukadzi right now. Even to kuakomana challenge her. So I understand people are so protective. They don't want to see her getting hurt. They don't want to see her getting used. And they don't want to see somebody coming kuzomushandisa. Saka ndangoti no. It was just a process we were going through, and the more she grows and the more we continue to support her, people will then understand okay. And I think also her response is important because social media so we need to have even a united front. What do we say to the public? We should have a common answer
to that unity.
We know they're going to say zvakati. Isuti nongonyarara. Continue respond tichite zvakati. That's the mentorship part. We have to cover each other's backs.
Okay, and then tochitarisa kuti ndisati ndauya kuna Chipo kuti atiudze zvaanofunga. Chipo has a disability. And tinoona kuti kazhinji vanhu vane madisabilities vanowanzotarisirwa pasi kunzi chakati. What challenges have you faced in that regard? Yekuti pamunenge muchifamba vanhu votanga vatarisa disability vasati vatarisa munhu netalent raanenge anaro.
There are a lot of places, like I'll give you examples of my venues where we performed, where we didn't even have facilities for her to comfortably perform. And these are things that have been there. Tikadautas maybe from independence, when we as Zimbabweans were in a position to decide what we wanted with our infrastructure. Hatina kumbenge takanyanyofunga kuti no, let's put my ramp for people who need support, very disabled. Let's put my toilets are spacious for my doshansa wheelchair. Let's put a ramp kana yepa stage kuti artists are disabled akwire pa stage. As people tangatakambo zvisapa side, we are more concerned about maybe kujigara maruva edu emu road. We are not concerned about magarira tru kunyansoita as people. So when we were walking around with Chipo chitama shows she would experience certain things and I would observe, and then I would try and advocate on her behalf. But my time you might show next time I would call in advance. I'm coming with Chipo. Ashakwira say per stage. Do you have Malu? I put in the stage. Things like that. So in relation to the element of disability, I feel good this project. Just to open up their eyes. People who are disabled should be given equal opportunities. Kana muna chindo kana paruzhinji hafanire kufila disadvantaged because nobody had the foresight to think kuti no artists chaiwo vanoimba vamwe vacho they are disabled. We have people like ana Paul Matavire akaita zita, he was a blind man, and I think he only really was appreciated when he left the music industry. vanhu vakumushaiwa, but when he was there they were not supportive kuti no, let's try to kuvakiridza more, let's invest on Jairus Jiri, let's invest in these people who have talent beyond their disability that's making them even more significant to our communities than people who are able-bodied. So for us, in any my goal, it was split in two, in as much as, yes, I was focusing on the mentorship element with Chipo, and we had deliverables to deliver. But I think Shakatongoti Shitsapa Kutoti, whatever work we are doing with Chipo, may it resonate with other people in that situation. I hope kuti pangoya taifamba tichipublicize and people who are listening even now. I hope kuti mafungiro nemaonero ari kuchinja. People should not look down on someone because of their physical state. Munu is really what's inside. I remember we had an interview with Chipo where she said, I don't want to be. Yes, when I appear, you can see that I'm disabled, but that is not who I am.
True. Ngati mbumpo mkana Chipo utiudza kuti from this whole project, what can we then expect for you? Maybe just share with us your experience and what we look forward to.
Okay, ndakadzidza zvakawanda from this project, and I'm sure ndicharamba ndichikupai imwe music. I think pane iri kubuda mangwana song yangu ndikaita naTerry G inonzi Zimsoro. So
okay, ngatimbomira takadaro. Zimsoro apa chichitika. What inspired that song actually?
Okay, taingotaya kutaura kuti mjolo watitenderedza musoro.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So what can we look forward to from Chipo Muchegwa?
I think more music. Ndoda kuita EP, I think next year February ndinenge ndapedza. So trying kuti ndinyatso kupai music yakawanda, ndisarambe ndichi, because ndikona kuti vanhu vari kungofocasa on ndezvemoyo chete, iri kungoramba ichingonzi ndezvemoyo, but ndoda kuramba tichikupai imwe music musarambe muchitaura ndezvemoyo chete.
Okay, that's good. So Evangelist, is it a good idea or is it okay or advisable kuti munhu uve nema-mentors akati one day?
Yes, because you can have one mentor sometimes, any strength in a certain area, but you would kuita venture mune zvakati one day. You can have many mentors, it's very possible, but you need to have one you trust. You can learn from them, maybe through their books, through mama staffs, social media and everything, but one interact personally must be there for you at one. You can learn at any time my books and everything, but everyone are close to you. Share. Yeah, it's very possible.
Indeed. And as to you, Pauline, what can we look forward to from Pauline Kundiza?
Before I answer, I wanted to kukwenya Chipo. Chipo got a home studio kit as part of the project that we did here, Poor for Africa.
Wow.
So now she's in a position where she can develop herself more as an artist. And I've got a studio as well. And I think that's also another area where we are going to be mentoring each other, because it's her personal studio. She doesn't have to open it up to the public. But like what she's saying, kuti vanhu vari kufocus on Ndezvemoyo as one song. It does not define her. She still wants to show us what more she can do. And I'm so proud of her, because just shortly after she received that package, patakaenda kwaMutare for like a workshop yataita for our disability research and stuff. We met an artist anonzi Macho Man, and they spoke. And then I was very surprised. She sent me a picture where he had actually come from Mutare. I didn't know about it. He came all the way from Mutare. He went kwa Chipo because the setup iri Kumba. It's a home studio. Akatoenda ikoko akatosera akatorekoda song. So I was so grateful to see that, because I feel like she's taking an initiative to help others, because Macho is also disabled. He's impaired, like his speech, but he strives to be a musician even with that impairment. So I was really proud of her. Kuti, she's not only thinking of herself. I'm happy to hear that she wants to grow her music. She's already been empowered to do that. And I've encouraged her, Kuti, where you can. Batsiro vamwe, remember kwa wakabva. nasi, you know. Remember where you came from and try to even use your gift to help others. The way we've all come from other people's hands. Now you're also, some are also passing through your hands, and then it becomes a chain where when they say one person can change the world, it's not just one person. It's one, so everybody can change the world.
Yeah.
What you can expect from Pauline, an EP as well, nakutedzera minti wangu. And also, yeah, nakukopa really correct. I'm also working on an EP. We're also releasing more music from our artist Variko Afrotonic Sound, which is our studio. I'm going much more into mentorship. I've been working on a project. Well, I like to do a lot to do with women and children. Right now I'm working on a substance abuse project. It's not just a song. I don't know if you've heard it playing. It's a song we did with Dadza D and Fuzzy. It's a campaign, the hashtag Takabuka. It's against drugs. So we're setting up a social media page where we also have referrals. Mental health issues. There's a hotline number. The rehabilitation centers were partnering with us as well. We can facilitate kutator. We analyze. We're working with Harare Hospital, Ministry of Health. We are working with the Ministry of Defense, who made that task force. So that's like my project, it's like a lifetime commitment, and I'm also in rehabilitation at the moment, self-rehabilitation. So yeah, most of my work is in activism. I feel like I've got a calling in certain areas, and I've just been saying, Mwari, why mabasa angu andisikumbodaidzwa kuma big 5 kunanara Rainbow Towers uku ndinodaidzwa kuzvinhu zvecommunity daidzwa kuzvinhu zvemadzimai daidzwa kuzvinhu zvehealth, maybe ndokune my calling, so I'm putting more of my effort into that. But then now, because we've also got a studio, I'm recording. I've got a lot of good music coming out. Now Chipo, we've also got another single coming out. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Mkoma Shepi, for that opportunity. Our song Inonzi Ndaenda. It's Chipo's song featuring myself. That's something that's also going to come out. Takonotiketa one song, it's not enough. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what we are up to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Nguva dzedu ndo dzaita jerase, nguva dzedu dzamanya. 18 minutes past 9. Takufanira kusuduruka tisiro vakomana vaviri kuti vange vachiuya vachiti itirawo zvimwe zviri kutevera. But as we wrap up, Evangelist, your parting shot, zvamungaudzawo vanhu vanenge vachida kupindawo muzvinhu zvakadai kana kuti vari kuda kutangawo maprojects, because kazhinji mwanozofunga kuti pamwe mentorship ndezvemusic chete, but tiri kuwo futi kumabusiness, tiri kuwo even career guidance chaiyo. Toita say, what's your parting shot?
Right, in everything in life kune vanhu vakaenda ahead of you. I'll give a text Bible. Parinoti gogodza unozarurirwa. That statement alone, it means there are people inside. You unofanwa kupinda, but the pane principle yekuti you don't break the door. You knock. That's a picture of discipline and respect. Yekuti kuna vanhu vari mukati, then they will open for you. So in life kuna vanhu vakaenda go ahead of you in many areas of life. Life is very short for you to make mistakes and errors. Uchitry kuita zvinhu running around yet scat. What do you need to do? Find a mentor. Unaita shortcut pawaifana kuita a long way. Nekuda kwokuti vane experience vanoziva, saka kuva a lone ranger kuti I'm gifted ndinogona saka ndinongoita ndega, that's an error. Wese unoona ari successful kune kwaakadzidza, kune kwaakachitora, kune kwaanodzidziswawo nevamwe. Some vanogona kukunyepera kuti ndangoberekwa zvakadaro. Even uri gifted, you need somebody who advises you, because kune zvinouya kumunhu ari gifted ma-attacks ekuti kana usina advice you fall. Kune vanhu vanotodemba kuti anga ane chipo but hana kwaakaenda, hana kwaakasvika. Umwe anobva angopinda madrugs ne-one song yaita 2 otobva atongoparara. So zvementorship zviri real and zvakanakisa in every area of life, whether kuchechi, whether kubusiness, whether kumusic, whether kubhora. You need somebody who speaks into your life.
Okay.
Amen.
Chipo, as we wrap up, ndanchida kunzwisisa ukuthi pama mchito ma mentorship programs aya pamuchibatanidzawo ne your word of encouragement, tiri kuona kazhinji vamwewo mamusician anopedzera kusvika pakuti unoshaya kuti ndiye here akamboita 2 uyu, ko mari yakaenda nekupi? Muri kudzidzisa here vanhu ava kuti veduwe mari dzenyu kana manadzo chiinvestai muitowo zvakati nezvakati?
Yeah, I think munhu akaita mbiri stereka anokura musoro. Anokura
Andoita
musoro
zimusoro.
stereka.
Anotoita zimusoro.
Anokura anoita zimusoro. Saka I think in life you need someone anokudzidzisa about life. Kuti zvinhu zvinofambiswa so. So ukaita zimusoro hapana kwaunosvika. Unopera ipapo. So just unofana kunge una someone anongokudzidzisa kuti zvinofambiswa sei.
Kwete kuti mabata mari mobva mati aiwa musina basa kamenti mari ndeyangu.
Hazvifambi.
Vatenda umashure rova.
All right, so your final words, Pauline.
I just want to thank you for having us on the show's party. You've been part of our journey. Thank you for always bringing our projects to the nation on your show.
My pleasure, anytime.
And I just want to thank my fans Edu, my fans Chipo, my fans Angu. Thank you for the support. If it wasn't for you guys, the story po. And I want to thank Chipo for giving me a chance to influence and impact her. And I want to thank her for the things that I've also learned from her. Yeah. And I want to thank Povo Africa, vakati sanganisa, the organization yakati sanganisa. I've now got a friend for life.
Wonderful. Because even mashoko tichinzwawo vanhu vachitaura vanotaura kuti tinongosangana nenzira dzakasiyana. God makes it, happen in ways that we never understand, but it always happens for a purpose. Ndinoda kuti ndikutendei stereka. I want to thank Evangelist Chipo Muparinga, Pauline Gundidza, Chipo Muchegwa, who have been with me on this platform tonight as we were talking about a mentorship, the importance of mentorship and how we can use it to the best of our advantage. Thank you so much. I'm Spatiswe Mpofu. I'm back next week, same time on your number one station, Star FM, sounding good all the time. It has been the Disability Factor. And I also want to thank my producer, Aisha Nyanzunda, as well as Tonderai Moyo, who was taking care of business, making sure that we are live on our social media platforms. Thank you so much. I'm back next week. Stay tuned.
You've been listening to Disability Factor. Join us again next time on Star FM.